Open Sesame, Archwood, Chosen Man, like, subscribe, enjoy the review, the most honest anime reviewer out, man. So let's talk about it. Attack on Titan finale. In my opinion, was great, but it had a flaw. That flaw was it really wasn't in the Attack on Titan culture that we know and love so well. What do I mean by that? The way the ending was, it was kind of goody two shoes. We're used to being on the edge of our seats, things not going according to plan. This one was like, we're all going to make it home. And because you can feel that everyone's going to make it home, you weren't worried about anything happening to anybody. Obviously, you knew when the heroes were in danger, Levi and all of them. You knew Annie was going to come back somehow, some way, and save the day. With Flacco, with the little girl that I don't even like, red haired. You knew there was going to be a moment and they come save the day. And they come give the heroes another chance. Like, you knew that. Because they had a moment in the show where it was like, oh, ah, it's looking dim. It's not looking like they're going to make it out. But she came and saved the day. And as I want to say this, I knew where the show, you knew where the Attack on Titan finale was going with the flow of the show, how the ending was going to end right off the bat. Like I said, Attack on Titan finale was great, but you can feel that goody two shoes ending was coming at the start of the show when the black dude in the pilot was going to crash land, and as he was crash landing, he does crash land, but he survives. You knew it. As soon as he survived, you were like, yeah, they're going to make sure everybody comes home. And I'm not opposed to that type of plot. It's just with Attack on Titan, that's never been their thing. The thing was never that everyone's going to make it home. The thing was never that it's going to be this, all right, the heroes are definitely going to win. No one's going to be lost. It is what it is. Um, and so that to me was the biggest flaw of Attack on Titan. Now, I still give Attack on Titan finale a 9.9 out of 10. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I got to clap it up to them. They gave us a finale. There was an ending. It's very hard for anime to be okay with ending, especially when an anime is successful. They always try to stretch it out. Yeah, we have a sequel that's going to advance. You guys want to know what happens next? No, we don't. Just end it. Just be okay with ending it, putting a bowl over it, even though it made a whole bunch of money. One of the most influential anime of all time, arguably the greatest anime of all time. It's okay to end it. Um, to further my points about everything, about it was goody two shoes. I mean, there was a moment where the Eldians that were from Mari land, that were with the last people of the Mari land. I think, hope I'm saying that right. The Eldians with the Mari land camp, and guns were drawn at each other. Right? Do I have that moment here? The guns were drawn at each other though, and when the guns were drawn at each other, they sorry, I can't pause it right here. Okay, but the guns were drawn at each other, and it like goes to black or doesn't show them and just has guns being fired, right? It's like quote unquote implying that they shot at each other and killed each other. They're still fighting with each other to the very in this like heated moment where Aaron and the rumbling is on the way. They survive. Okay, spoiler alert, they survive. And you kind of knew that they were going to survive. Forget the cutaway. You already knew, like, the way the way the movie was going, you were like, they're going to survive. They're going to make it. Even, how, here's Annie right here. You knew Annie was coming back, right? Like, you knew Annie was coming back. Like, you knew Annie was coming back. That was known to you with part three. Part three, you're like, Annie's gonna come back, and then Annie comes back and tries. It saves the day. She saves everybody, and then they have a retry to try to beat Aaron. Um, like I said, it was very goody two shoes because, I mean, off the rip, Armin, Armin gets like kidnapped. They already knew what Armin's planning to do, which is transform and just destroy Aaron. Armin gets kidnapped off the rip. They put like something in his mouth, pause, major pause, to make sure he can't transform. And it was like, oh, in your head, you're like, he kind of should be dead, right? He's just being suffocated. But it was like, no, he won't be suffocated. All the aliens are connected, and he'll just go to this other plane where Zeke is, right? This other plane is where Zeke is, and this is where Armin ends up as well. And then they basically talk, and they figure out that, they have their own wills in here, and they can choose to do what they do. They don't have to just follow what Eren wants with this rumbling. And so all the other Eldians, the ones that previously died that are against Erwin, they all sprout up and they turn into their Titans and they help fight against Eren. And that's how the Resistance forms with Misaka and all of them win. Now, that was great, because it made sense, right? It made sense. And that's always hard to do when odds are stacked against the heroes, is to make it make sense where the heroes win. It was cool, but the fact that everybody survived of the heroes is where it got this cheesy kind of element going on. I mean, where is it? What's her name? Hang on, guys. I'm gonna get it. I'm trying to get this pause right. Her name was like Critique. P2? Or whatever her name is. She has she's the small Attack on Titan. She's a small Titan that has armor on her back. She should have died. I mean, the Warhammer stabs through her Titan, and you're like, oh, she should be gone, but she's not. She gets out, gets bitten again by something else. They never go for her NASP, her nape. My fault. Breaks out again, and it was like she should have died. I think her name is Petite. She should have died. And you're like, wow, this is getting kind of cheesy. Like, why is she surviving? Because you're used to the Attack on Titan plot. Like I said, I'm not opposed to everybody making it home. But that's not what Attack on Titan has ever been about. So to see them do it is throwing you off. And when you're watching, because you can feel that they're on this we're all going to make it home type of wave and culture for the final episode, you can predict what's going to happen. You're like, oh, yep, he's not going to die. Oh, they're not going to die. Oh, yep, this is going to be okay. Yep, this is going to be okay. Once again, happy-go-lucky, everyone makes it. Now, when Armin gets the old Attack on Titan people, I think we have it right here. He gets the old Attack on Titan people, the past Titans that disagree with Eren to help fight, and then they eventually win. Now when they win, boom, there's another second fight that takes place. When the second fight takes place, the tree is separated from Eren, the immortal tree, and the little girl's will is separated from Eren, and then this tree thing goes and basically makes all the Eldians Titans. Right, everyone's a Titan now, and now has an army of Titans. So everyone's homeland, Reiner and all of their homeland, is turned into Titans. Yeah, right. That's why he's screaming so much. Reiner and Annie's hometown people are all turned into Titans, and it's this emotional thing. And it's like, oh damn, we gotta fight our families. And when that moment happens, the old Attack on Titan, when Reiner's family turns into Titans and Annie's family turns into Titans, they're getting killed. People will lose their lives. Reiner and them would have to kill their own family. And that was the moment in the show, in the finale part, I was like, oh my gosh, there it is. There's Attack on Titan. There's the dark side of it, right? They're turning into Titans. They're going to have to fight their own family. And you were like, wow, there's the sick, sad reality that Attack on Titan always hits us with. And in the end, they don't fight them. They don't really injure them. They don't kill them. In fact, the Titans turn back to normal after the end of the fight. And it was one of those cool. That's good ending for we're all going to make it home. Any other anime, that's cool. We don't mind it. However, when you're Attack on Titan and the entire time that people really rock with you is the fact that you have us on our toes, that we don't know what's going to happen. There's not this happy-go-lucky, everyone's going to make it home. That's what Attack on Titan was built off of. we're not all making it home. So for the finale to be that we're all making it home felt off. Didn't feel like we were watching Attack on. Didn't feel like we were getting what we normally get, what we are accustomed to, what Attack on Titan is all about. It didn't feel like we were getting what Attack on Titan was all about. It felt like we were getting an ending that was very cheesy. That was like, yeah, I didn't want nobody to be mad at me for this ending. That's what it felt like. The Attack on Titan ending felt like I don't want nobody to be mad at me, so I'll just make it to where they all survive. It's happy-go-lucky, end of time. And I didn't like that because, like I said, with Attack on Titan, I mean, Attack on Titan was the first show to where I really thought the main character died. I thought he was gone. Okay, when Erwin got swallowed whole by that one Titan and he threw Armin out, I thought he was done. I thought we were going with Mikasa. I thought she was going to be the main character. Okay, I'm just being honest. So for that to be how this show really took off, and like that's one of the memorable moments, and then it to end up like this happy-go-lucky ending, I get why people are upset. Me personally, it was off. So like I said, I give it a 9.9, but I give them kudos for just finishing. As I said, I think the ending was so the ending, be it all that it may be, they defeat Eren as you would think. They defeat him, but there's a moment where Eren has a moment with all of his close friends that try to save him. Now, before I talk about that, let me say this. It was the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Even Captain Levi being on board with this was crazy. Like, even Captain Levi being on board with this, I mean, was insane to me. Like, real talk. It made no sense on the planet Earth that they thought. Let me go to let me get a better pause. Where is it? I can't even pause because they not even trying to get me to let me pause his face. Because I want y'all to understand something. Even Captain Levi had this dumb idea that they were gonna take Eren out of this large Titan and talk some sense into him. Now, I'm now getting into part 3 with that being one of the dumbest ideas I've ever heard in my life. Yo, humanity is getting slaughtered. And y'all think y'all about to just pull Eren out and have a great conversation with him. And it's like, we got to save him from himself, man. He's always been our guy. That was stupid. That didn't even sound right. Even coming, like, I can see Mikasa and all them saying this. Captain Levi actually being okay with that was the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life. Like, that's the one part I was like, that was stupid. That doesn't make sense to me, and that doesn't fit Captain Levi's character. That he's going to let Eren's going to slaughter all these people, and they're just going to be like, yeah, we're going to hold back and not trying to go super against him. We're going to just try to save him, not try to kill him. Like, you can pull your punch against Eren that's lost the rumbling. He has all the other Titans at his disposal. What are you talking about? You're holding back. You're already outnumbered. What are you talking about? That was stupid in itself. Now, obviously, in part 4, they get over that, and they end up defeating Eren, which I have no problem with. But it was revealed that Eren actually had conversations with all of them, all of the ones that wanted to save him: Mikasa, Armin, Captain Levi, all of those, the real ones, right? But he just erased their memories, and the memories came back after they kill him. And in that moment, there's a moment between Armin and him, and they're talking. They're having this huge moment, which I really enjoyed. There was a dark moment in it as well, where Eren talks about how he was the one that sent the Titan to kill his mom. And he was like, bro, that was like so sick. Like, he was shaking. He was like, I can't believe I did that. Like, bro, he was crying. Like, he was like he was about to break down. And Armin like hugs him and he's like, it's okay, bro. And that was one of those like, damn, that's crazy moments. That was like a back to the Attack on Titan, like dark, damn, like this is crazy feeling, right? And it was an emotional scene. And you kind of got to see Eren kind of go back to who he was. I mean, there was a moment where he finally acknowledges Mikasa. I mean, he finally acknowledges her. I mean, Armin is like, yeah, man, like, did you really think Mikasa would just kind of move on from you just because you say move on from me? And Erwin reveals like, no, I never wanted to. Like, he basically reveals that he likes her. He's like, I never wanted to move on from me. Like, I've always like loved her, and like, yeah, man. And he like sounds like a kid. He sounds like a little kid. And that scene, I was kind of 50-50 on. Like, I liked it, but then I was like, yo, like even when Eren, before Eren quote unquote turned evil or turned into like the super savage, like he never showed like no romantic interest in Mikasa, like ever. So that's what kind of made that moment kind of weird. Like it felt like the writer may have been trying to appease us. Once again, by this happy-go-lucky ending, it felt like trying to appease us because, like I said, I didn't read the manga. But for the anime show, I'd never seen Eren look at Mikasa romantically. Like he kind of always looked at her like that's the homie, like dapped her up. You know what I'm saying? Like really gave her real friend zone vibes. Like, yo, what's up, man? Yeah, like you want to come in the bathroom with me? Like, yeah, no, like I'm gonna be, you be like we good. Like you know what I'm saying? So it was weird to kind of see Eren like that. I felt like that was more to please the fans. Um, but like I said, I was 50-50 on it. But it was also revealed that Eren had like kind of did simulations, which we already knew that he really did this for his friends, for people to be protected, and kind of already knew that he wanted to be stopped as well. It was always part of their plan. Then he ends up destroying 80% of the human population. And his whole idea was that he wanted Armin and all of them to be the heroes that stopped him, thus saving Paradise Island. Which is what happens, what he talks about, and it does happen. And then he tells Armin that he ran multiple simulations, but this is what he had to do. This is what had to be done, and it is what it is for everybody to make it home. Just Eren was sacrificing himself, which once again we already knew he was doing that. I don't. It just really, like I said, confirmed what we already knew. What I thoroughly enjoyed though was that the post credits. Now with the post credits, it's implied that obviously, Mikasa never takes off Erin's scarf, and she just gets old, and she ends up passing away. Um, and although Paradise Island is still around, has safety, it eventually gets war comes to it anyway, and the island's destroyed, and now it looks like a wasteland, and we got like I forgot that Will Smith movie. But a kid with his dog just wandering around, and the whole town is empty. And I love that ending. I love the post credit scenes and what it portrayed, what it was inferring was that, and even to the end of the movie, that even though Eren did all of this, war doesn't evaporate. War will still be there. And I'm missing a part, guys. Eren, through what he does, he takes away all the Titan power. The Eldians are now human beings. The Titan power is now gone from everybody, so everyone lives a long life. Just Eren dies. So, with that being said, none of the Eldians now have any of the Titan powers, so now they're just humans. But even with that being said, what I loved about the show, what it inferred, was that war still followed. Even with there being a safety now with the Eldians, with there being negotiations with them, borders being opening, like learning more about new technology, war was still around because at some point that's kind of part of human nature. And I love that. I love that. That's what I interpreted what I interpreted from the ending of the show. And I was like, I love that this is what it is. That although Eren did a huge thing, it was a huge moment, he did not completely solve the problem. Because war is something that will always be there, and the cycle just continues. And that was kind of what I got from the end of it, and I was like, dang, that's deep. Like, that is deep. And I enjoyed that. And I was like, now, that wasn't the we all gonna make it happy go lucky ending. That to me was Attack on Titan right there. That although Eren did what he did in this huge moment, the cycle will still continue. The cycle still continues, or it will still continue, because that's just what it is. That's the reality of the situation, and that's what I enjoyed. That's what I loved. Um, so all in all, once again, I give it a 9.9 out of 10. I just think Attack on Titan finale was good, but it had its flaws, and its flaws being that it was this happy-go-lucky, we all gonna make it home ending, and that's not what Attack on Titan is, and that's has never been what Attack on Titan has been ever. So I get why people are mad. I get why people are upset. I don't. Flacco and the old other girl, I forgot her name. Who, like, it was so cheesy, y'all. Honestly, because there was a moment where Levi helps the girl. She's like, "Yo, what can I do?" Uh, the girl with the red hair, I forgot her name, but she she comes along with Flacco, who's a Titan, obviously, and she's like, "Yeah, I came here because I need to fight, and I got a rifle, so I'm gonna get a shot off." And when she says that, you're like, "Oh, wow, watch is gonna be this cheesy moment where she shoots at the right time, and that saves the day." And what happens? She shoots at the right time, hits a Titan, and Mikasa goes and handles her business. And it was like, wow, hoorah! You know, like that was the type of vibe it was. I did enjoy that Mikasa finally kills Eren. Like that was one of those like, yeah, Mikasa, you were tripping. Like you were tripping, you were wilding, and she's the one that kills Eren. Um, which everyone that watched Attack on Titan knows how huge and crazy that was. But it was cool. But all in all, like I said, 9.9 out of 10. Let me know how you guys rated it. Uh, I know a lot of people are upset. I'll give it a 9.9. I give people credit for ending, man, especially in anime. It's hard. A lot of our animes don't get the best endings, and a lot of people can't even let it go, as seen with Boruto, right? And One Piece is taking 45 years. So, like I said, Attack on Titan finale was good, had its flaws. It had a "we're all gonna make it home" type of ending, goody two shoes ending that is very predictable because you know that that's what's going on. And Attack on Titan has never been like that. That was not what Attack on Titan is about. Attack on Titan is all about dark things happening. We're not gonna make it home. The heroes do not get the fantasy ending at all. So it was weird to see that from Attack on Titan, and that is something that I didn't like. I didn't enjoy. And they set the tone for that at the very beginning when the black dude that crash lands the airplane, survives. And everything was predictable from then on. Not gonna lie to y'all. But how did y'all see it? How did y'all rate it? Let me know. Put down in the comments how y'all feel, man. It's your boy Chosen, man. I'm out.